Guys, welcome to the dejected Cowboy fan edition of Sports Talk in the Mancave. We just lost to
the Patriots.
The Patriots. And you're not wearing your jersey.
I was actually looking forward to it. I was already on the Dak bandwagon. I was all for it.
So was I, man.
Let me down again. Now I got a little reminder of why he's trash.
I wouldn't call him trash.
Nah, me neither.
I'm gonna start with one thing before we talk about the game itself, because then I'm gonna forget. The tripping calls were trash.
They
were trash. I think Belichick told the refs to look out for tripping based on videos.
During the week, they usually send tape to the officials, look out for this, look out for that. I think the refs were already looking for it, and that's another thing that we got our coach.
These guys were in great position to block, and Carlos was saying it early. And normally you see these guys on the ground stick out their leg, or if they're running past them, they stick out a leg. Mm-hmm. They didn't even stick out a leg.
No, they got pushed back. Legs come up. The guy falls down. They call tripping.
The guy ran into his leg and got caught. And
and the other guy didn't even trip with the leg.
Those calls were trash.
So quick. We shouldn't take too long, but quick, Carlos, your analysis on the game. What happened?
Couldn't move the ball on offense. Dak was inconsistent, bad throws, few third downs, a fourth down throw that could have been better and could have kept drives up.
A lot of bad throws, and most of it I think was due to the weather. But the weather is part of the game, and he had too many bad throws, didn't get the ball there. Jason Witten dropping some passes. I mean, out of his hands, dropping passes.
I think Cobb played very good. He played a good game. And I don't know, what was your analysis?
Well, look, it was a grind game. It was a grinded out game. The winds were from 15 miles per hour to 30 miles per hour. It was raining. The first half, Dak was horrible. I think in the second half, he put on that glove. He made adjustments. He threw for over 110 yards in the fourth quarter. So he did good in the fourth quarter. It came down to the last possession, and I think coaching came down to it. The special teams. Belichick, again, he outcoached Jason Garrett. Every time we start a game, we're behind the 8 ball because it's kind of like a pro coach against a Pee Wee football coach.
Well, and I wouldn't say just that. I would say the tripping calls, and penalties to bring back plays for the Cowboys, and that had a play in it too.
Look, if we're gonna blame the coaches, look, it's not the coaches' fault. The bad throws. The guys are open. The throws are bad. 2 third downs that were kind of important early in the game. Okay? Then that fourth down throw, why did he have to make him dive? Yeah. Like, he was open. He was, for NFL standards, he was wide open. Yes, he was.
Well, can you honestly, can I ask you a question? Do you think that most, pretty good receivers would have cut that ball?
I think Amari Cooper's a good receiver.
But the ball was catchable, right?
It was catchable.
It was catchable.
And
that's always been the problem with
He didn't have to get his hands off it. You're going to the ground, you catch the ball, don't get it.
That's always been
he dove, and he hit him right here in the arm.
Amari Cooper
That's his fault.
That's
his fault.
In the
Catch
past,
it with your hands.
In the past, Amari Cooper has led the league in drops, and I think he's a great receiver. But that's always been the issue, and I've been consistent with that.
But I'm saying, won't a more accurate throw have helped that? Look, the two third downs that he threw were completely uncatchable. I think one was even.
I think he was. There was 2 guys in front, and he had to come in between them to catch that ball.
No, the defender was chasing.
But
the defender was chasing.
Well, I would have to see it again because I think it was.
But what also stopped progress was the Jason Witten drop. If the Jason Witten drop doesn't happen, that stopped progress. And that's the thing that I've also been saying. I've been consistent with this. Is that I think the Cowboys are respecting Jason Witten too much and not playing the other young guy that's behind him.
Jarwin.
Because he can do more after the catch.
Jarwin's playing better. He's playing good.
Maybe they should just put in Witten for blocking.
But what was Witten? That's what I was just going to ask. What was he known for? Oh, great blocking. Right. His blocking's not that great anymore.
No.
His blocking's not that great. He doesn't move the way he used to.
All right. The penalties against Smith were killers. And he's been having them every single game, man.
Every single game.
There's a holding, there's a false start.
And some of them
are killers, man.
I don't know. I think sometimes they pick on somebody because they could call holding. I've seen worse than what he was called for.
Yeah.
I mean, his arm is out, so that's not a hold. I mean, but
look,
they call it.
I think this game is a reminder of what Dak is. Because look, I'm trying to be a Dak fan.
You're trying.
You know, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I told him all he needs to do is do it against a good team. And he had a terrible game, 57% I think it was. And then he threw that one interception, no touchdowns, and then a few important throws that he couldn't make. He's an average quarterback.
And what happened with the special teams? Getting a punt blocked.
The play calling was awful.
That's what I'm talking about. How is the play calling awful when we have those throws and we have 2 drop passes? Like, it's not all.
It was more than 2 drop passes.
It was more than 2 drop passes. Okay.
But the weather is bad.
What do you expect in the rain with 30-mile-per-hour winds? You know, and what do you expect? You're not going to be, you're not going to have a high completion percentage with those.
Did you see the first field goal that Maher tried? It looked like if it was going, and they caught the wind.
It looks like 45 yards was what you could have made 46 with 2 yards.
Okay, look. Okay, we want to give him the benefit of the doubt of the weather. Look at his completion percentage against winning teams. And it's close to 60.
Yeah.
Actually, I have it right here.
Uh-oh.
61.62.
Took out the little purple.
61.62% against winning teams this year, which is terrible.
Well, now he's going to have a good chance to make that up here in the last part of the season because they're going to play a lot of good teams.
And that sucks because the Eagles play a lot of terrible teams.
Yeah, but that means the Cowboys will get into this playoffs ready to play. And
Well, look,
if they get
Eagles-
in, I think they'll do
The
fine.
Eagles have an easy schedule.
See, okay, you can say all you want about that, but these are 2 quarterbacks that Carlos says that are better than Dak Prescott. Kirk Cousins' career against winning teams, 5-27.
Wait. Did I say he was better career? I just told you.
No, better quarterback.
This year.
Okay, this year.
What's his record this year?
5-27 against winning teams.
This year.
Let me tell you about Matthew Stafford. This one's wild. This one's real wild. 5-46.
Okay, but
what my point is
I did not say they were better career-wise.
No, but are they better quarterbers than him?
I'd say if you're talking about this year, yes. You're talking about career-wise.
So you would take them this year over Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Okay,
100% yes. With one of those quarterbacks with the Cowboys team, definitely.
Okay,
100%.
I disagree.
Is it going to take a playoff win to change your mind, or 2, or a championship game?
Beat a couple good teams.
And he's done that in the past. There's no reason why he can't.
Okay, you said earlier.
There's no reason why he can't.
You said
last year,
earlier.
did he not beat when Zeke had a subpar game? Did he not beat Russell Wilson in the playoffs last year? Did he not?
Did you look at his stats?
Huh?
Did you look at his stats?
Against the Seattle Seahawks?
So look, tell me, is that win his?
Against the
So then
Seahawks?
all these losses are his too. If you're gonna give him a team win, all these losses are his too.
But
then.
you can't blame him for everything.
So then you
That's
can't
what
give
I'm
him the
saying.
win. You can
No,
just
I'm
because
saying, but
his
he
stats were
played
terrible.
well.
No, his
He
stats
played
were not
well.
good.
Against Seattle?
His stats were not good.
Against Seattle?
His stats were not good against
I
Seattle.
saw
We
him
have to go
play
and
a
check
great
that.
game.
You saw him play a great game, but
Yeah,
his stats are otherwise.
that we have to check.
Yeah.
We'll
That
check.
we have to check.
Yeah.
So
But this game, he did not play well, and yes, there was a lot of factors, but he did not play well.
But not only this game.
He didn't even. I mean, I was calling it all game. Come on, you run the ball, give for the ball.
61% against winning teams, despite the weather. 61% against winning teams.
All right.
5 touchdown passes to 6 picks.
we're not going to agree on that. I know there's one fantasy football team that is very happy that we're having this discussion. He's probably laughing crazy. 88 is probably enjoying this very, very much that we're arguing because they lost to the Patriots.
And where was Pollard?
That's right. So let's move on from the Cowboys, and we're gonna do that segment we did last time, which was called Dead Man Walking. Because I don't know, is Dak the Dead Man Walking this week? You think maybe?
No.
Okay.
Nah, Dak's gonna have a good career.
I'm gonna go with Jason Witten. Jason Witten.
Oh,
Why?
He cannot block anymore. His hands obviously aren't what they were. He hasn't been good, not even before he retired, the 2 seasons before he retired. After the catch, what does he make you, 2-3 yards? And he's not the same person he was.
But can you tell the camera what he is?
Dead man walking. Jason Witten.
I agree with that one.
Jarwin, get in there.
I think this is last year for sure, but Carlos.
My dead man walking. So I'm changing sports. We saw the fight together this weekend.
Yeah.
We watched Luis Ortiz take another L from Wilder. And I told you before the fight, I told you we're going to see a whole fight of Luis Ortiz outboxing Wilder, but then he's going to get knocked out. And it happened.
It happened exactly the way you said.
And it happened. And he's already 40 years old. So I don't think he's gonna become a champ, a heavyweight champ. He was the interim champ for a while, but I think he's done. So he's my dead man walking right there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna change sports, and I'm gonna go with the GOAT South Texas coach, is Greg Popovich. Dead man walking.
What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
22 years
that's
of winning.
That's like firing Tom Hanks, man.
I'll
Oh, come
tell you
on.
one thing. I think
Jeez.
his time has come. No Tim, no ring. He's never won without Tim Duncan, and he never will. So no Tim, no ring. He lost 8 out of the last 9 games. He's gonna lose tonight, pretty bad against my Lakers.
Ha.
Dead
Oh, that was
man
your
walking.
Oh,
That was his
rough.
bucket. So his bucket's playing
That
tonight.
was rough, man.
Greg
Okay.
Popovich, the beloved.
I'm going back to football myself.
I don't know. You all might have something to say about that.
Now this quarterback, last game, 1 TD, 4 interceptions. He's had 14 interceptions this season with only 15 touchdowns. Phillip Rivers, he is my dead man walking.
Definitely.
He is gone. He is gone. But now let's
If Gilbert would have gone first, I would have said Gilbert was a dead man walking.
we're gonna
After that,
Dead man.
Bring it.
all right. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. All right. Now we're gonna go from dead man walking to what is the best team this week in the NFL?
this week.
This week,
I'm sticking with San Francisco 49ers.
San Francisco,
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
We're about to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to see it.
Yeah.
So we don't know if they're the best team this week yet, but I have to say San Francisco again after what they did. So last week on the video I chose San Francisco to win. I went and changed my pick in the middle of the week on the pick'em to Green Bay, and then they just demolished them. So San Francisco.
Terrible.
San Francisco.
Now, our friend Arnold is a San Francisco fan. He says, I asked him just a little while when I was driving over here, do you think they're going to the Super Bowl? He goes, no, I'm not a Cowboy fan. We just don't win one game and say we're going to the Super Bowl. So he didn't say they're going to the Super Bowl, but he thinks it's the best team right now. I don't think they're the best team. I think Baltimore is still the best team right now.
Oh, one more thing
So I'm agreeing with you, man.
that I want to add, and I'm not going to try to debate Carlos or anything, but one more thing that I want to add. This is match numbers 3. Active quarterbacks, there's only 3 quarterbacks that have a winning record against winning teams. That's Tom Brady, that's Ben Roethlisberger, and Russell Wilson. So the fact that Dak Prescott doesn't have a winning record against
Okay, so then
winning
we'll call
teams,
him number 4.
That means you know what I'm saying. That's not too bad. Because
Okay, we won't debate, but if you want to look at their stats against winning teams and look at Dak's, I know one thing: Dak's stats suck against winning teams. Do they suck?
No, but he has more wins than most of these quarterbacks.
No, he doesn't.
Well,
All right.
Not those 3, but other quarterbacks.
Okay, good thing
All
we're
right.
going to debate this one.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Debate over.
Stats say otherwise, but you can have whatever opinion you want.
I disagree. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go to the picks because there's some good games coming up. Now we all agreed with the Dallas Cowboys beating Buffalo barely, but we agreed finally that they're going to win. New Orleans is going to beat Atlanta. We said the Jets are going to beat Cincinnati. It's like that's not a no-brainer, right? Philadelphia. That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Philadelphia over Miami. Green Bay over the Giants. We said Carolina is going to beat Washington. We said also Kansas City is going to beat Oakland. All right, so now let's start. Chicago at Detroit. Gilbert.
I'm going to take Chicago just because of their defense. I think they have been very inconsistent this year, but I think the defense is going to prevail over the second-string quarterback of Detroit.
This could be another win for Chicago, but I believe that the Lions will come back and do it. Lions over Bears.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Stafford is playing or not, but as of now, I don't think he is. So that's the reason I'm taking the Bears.
Well, I'm going to take Detroit. I think I like the second-string quarterback that they have. He's pretty athletic. He's doing good. I think Detroit's doing fine. So I'm going with Detroit on that one. Let's go on ahead and go to Indianapolis. Tennessee at Indy.
I'm going to take the Colts just because I think they're better all around.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think they're better, but I'm going to take Tennessee because I think they'll pull out a good game. It's at Tennessee, right?
No.
Oh damn!
Are you changing?
I'm sticking with Tennessee.
Good job.
I'm sticking with Tennessee
Tennessee.
too, and because that backup quarterback who's now the starter, he's doing awesome. I had him on the bench this week, and I was kicking myself over it. He had 32 fantasy points.
Who was that?
Ryan Tannehill.
Tannehill.
He already moved above Dak on my list. I don't know.
One good game. One good game.
No, actually, he's been in fantasy wise. He's been like a
Yeah, he's
pretty
been doing
consistent.
really good. He's been
And
But
another
not when
reason,
we had him.
another reason is Derrick Henry also has been doing really good, and I think he's coming around like the way he did at the end of last season.
yeah.
So that's why I'm taking the Titans.
Oh, good
They must
pick.
have a very healthy line.
Well, I'm going with the Colts. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Ooh, grudge match, man. This might be something you want to watch.
This is gonna be pretty interesting.
It's going to
honestly.
be interesting. I think they're going to try to move the game to the sidelines, and Rudolph is playing over there and just jump
Yeah,
on
just
him.
hit him
and
with
stuff.
a
Yeah,
helmet.
hit him with a helmet.
I think Rudolph might be benched.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know who's going to start for the Steelers, but I like the Steelers just because their defense. I think they'll do some stuff. They'll blitz. They'll do some stuff to mess with Baker Mayfield.
Did you
You know,
pick? No.
no. Everybody talks, stuff about Baker Mayfield, but he could have a good game.
He scored
I'm gonna go
41.
with that.
He scored 41
I'm-
last week.
Yeah.
They beat the Steelers already, right?
Yeah.
I'm taking them again because Steelers are down to their third quarterback,
Yeah.
and they already beat them once, so I'm taking them again.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take him.
I'm gonna go with Cleveland also. I think they're coming. I mean, there's a lot of promise. They're gonna have to go undefeated all the way through here to even have a chance, right?
And they lost one of their best defensive players.
Yeah, they sure did. Next game, Tampa Bay at Jacksonville.
Oh, I think
Good tough one,
I'm
man.
going to take Jacksonville. I just think that their defense is strong, and I like Nick Foles a little bit better than I do James Winston.
And
I like
the
both.
Browns just put up 41 points against that defense.
Yeah, well, that's why I'll come back.
Tampa.
Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
Jacksonville. All right. Next, San Francisco. Ooh, we did not agree on this one. San Francisco at Baltimore. The two top teams that we picked so far in the NFL. Kyle, let's start with you, man.
Man, I'm taking Baltimore, and the reason I'm taking Baltimore is because of their quarterback. I think he's gonna come out to play. He still gets up for these big games because he's so young. So I think he's gonna come out to play and he's gonna dominate that defense that is so hard. I don't think they faced a quarterback like there's no other quarterback like him right now. So they haven't faced a quarterback like him, and I think he's gonna come out running the ball.
And I'm taking Baltimore because of their defense. I think that their defense has been coming around. It's a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
And it's a good all-around team, so I'm taking Baltimore.
I'm gonna take San Francisco. The reason I'm taking San Francisco is because I think their defense is that good. I don't think Lamar Jackson has faced a defense like the San Francisco 49ers, and I think they're gonna run and they're gonna smash mouth the Baltimore Raven defense that hasn't been exposed yet.
Oh man, okay, yeah. So after hearing all that, I think that you have good points, but I think Baltimore's going to take this one. I think they're just the better team right now.
Well, it's all wrong.
Super Bowl preview. Super Bowl preview right there.
That's right.
Maybe.
Sorry, Arnold. All right, next game. We don't agree on the Rams. We don't agree. Oh, we agreed on that one.
Yeah,
Rams over Arizona. Yeah, we picked Arizona. We picked Rams. All right, next one we did not agree on is the Chargers at Denver. My dead man walking. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm hoping that he's not going to be dead this week because I'm going to pick Chargers. So.
I'm with you.
All right.
Chargers.
Ditto. Chargers.
Are you with me?
I'm taking Denver.
Denver.
Denver Broncos because
Mile high.
they have a good defense,
Yeah,
and it's Philip Rivers, man.
I know. 5 interceptions.
I'm expecting a game like that.
Yeah. Me too.
Sadly.
Jeez, I don't know. Maybe
So I'm
I'll
taking
change my
Denver.
mind.
That one, stop it.
All right. Next game, New England at Houston. Now, okay, I'm going against New England. I'm going to go with Houston. I think Houston needs to win this game to do good, and I don't think New England really needs to win this.
No, and I agree. I think Houston playing at home. I think Tom Brady's just declining. And also, like they should really have not even scored against Cowboys. I mean, they had that short field and stuff like that. I mean,
Block punt.
block punt and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm taking Houston.
I'm taking Houston also.
Yeah.
I'm taking Houston.
I'm taking New England, and the reason I'm taking New England, they're not a team that needs to get up for big games or anything like that. New England comes prepared every week. It's not like they have a bad week because they're not prepared. They come prepared every week, and they get up for games.
Yeah.
And you say that the reason you're taking Houston is because they shouldn't have even scored against Cowboys. That's how they've been winning their games.
Yeah,
Defense,
they have.
special teams.
They have, but the Houston coach was a protege of Bill Belichick, so he kind of knows the way he works. So I think the Houston has the edge at home.
I'm taking New England because I
If
think
it
they're
were a
just better all
lesser
around.
team, but the way Houston's playing right now,
Yeah.
I think
You know,
Houston's going to
I've seen Deshaun Watson get shut down. Was it 2 weeks ago
Yeah,
by Baltimore?
Baltimore.
So I'm thinking New England #1 defense is gonna do the same thing.
All right. And the last game is Minnesota at Seattle. Ooh, this is gonna be a good game. Very
Seattle.
good.
It's a good one. It's a good
Seattle.
one.
I like Minnesota. I just think that Minnesota is more talented than Seattle, and I think so. They're both kind of like dome teams, right? They're both right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think I'm taking Minnesota.
And I'm going to take Seattle.
Did Minnesota
Unless there's
move
some
back out?
tripping calls.
I thought they were a dome team.
They were for a while, but didn't they move out?
Oh, did they? I don't know. Maybe it's retractable.
He was
I don't know, I could be wrong.
inflatable, and then it
I could be wrong.
went down
Yeah,
some years
the
ago,
Metro.
right? So then.
I don't know.
So anyway, I'm going with Minnesota. And you said you're going with Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins will do a good job because historically he does really good against good teams. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right. So those are our picks this week, and I know we want to talk before we do book it. Let's talk a little bit about somebody's favorite basketball team here. Spurs. No, I'm just the Lakers. The Lakers. They're doing really good this season, man.
They're doing really good. I mean, they have the best record in the NBA. Right now, they're clicking in all cylinders. They have a couple of guys out, but I mean, I can't see the only team that I think can stop them is the Clippers. To be honest with you, nobody else can stop them.
Yeah,
Milwaukee Bucks have taken like the power ranking
yeah.
to 1, but the Lakers, what I've seen of the Lakers, and I've seen pretty much, they play very
One
well.
more thing I
They're
want to
strong.
add. I got to give a lot of props to LeBron James in his 17th year. I mean, the guy's putting up numbers that are phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot has to do with Anthony Davis.
With
I
the
mean,
team
you know,
around him, yeah,
Anthony
yeah.
Davis is a top 3 player, and he might just win the Defensive Player of the Year, and he might end up top 3 also in the MVP voting.
And I'll tell you one thing about LeBron. I don't think that Kobe or Tim Duncan in the 17th year,
Or Michael. Michael didn't have a 17th year.
he didn't need it. That's a goat right there. And, you know, but they didn't play to the level that LeBron's playing right now. LeBron's still.
And another bold statement that I want to make is that if the Lakers do win this year, they won the title, and finally I can say, like,
Big
you know what,
if.
it's big if, but I think we have a discussion of who's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, right.
I'm always gonna be
But,
honest.
oh, so yes, I'm always gonna be honest. But what if all the arguments he had, like all the
Those did not count.
I don't know, man.
all the
Look,
championships
yeah, you know
that
what?
he lost
If they do
when the
win,
Spurs killed
We
him.
will bring it up again.
The
We'll
goat.
have
And
that
I'm gonna tell you
discussion
one
as
thing:
far
the
as
reason
goes.
they're only 5-point favorites over the Spurs because the Spurs are LeBron killers. So that's gonna happen
Yeah,
again.
We'll see, man. We'll see. And you know, your duo, you picked the duo from
Doncic and
Yeah.
Porzingis.
Dallas.
Oh yeah, and
they're doing pretty good.
they're doing really good. And I thought that Porzingis would be taking the lead, but Doncic is, God,
The guy's
really
amazing.
doing it. Yes, he's doing.
Yeah.
Doncic is 20 years old and he's putting up better numbers than LeBron James did when he came out. The way I see his game, when I've studied his game a little bit, is he's a 20-year-old, but he plays like a 10-year veteran in the NBA. He has all these tricks, and he's got a way to get to that line. Since he played professional ball in Europe, he has those little intangibles that make him play like a veteran. At 20 years old, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, well, they start playing pro at like 7 years
Yeah,
old
yeah.
over there in Europe.
I think Tony Parker started when he was like 15 years old.
Super
Yeah,
young,
They,
dude.
they
It's
start
like-
very young and they pick up a lot.
Yeah.
And these that are very good. There's some young ones that don't get too much playing time and still get picked by the NBA. But this guy had his playing time and he probably earned it, like what you're seeing, because this guy is.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits from the outside. He gets his assists. He gets rebounds. He does everything.
So,
And the referees give him the benefit of the doubt. Like I said, he plays like a veteran. He's very crafty, and so I think that says a lot about the guy, the way he's learned the game from ground up.
So that maintains the generation of the players coming next. So now going from basketball back to, well, maybe not football, but let's do book it. Now, somebody is doing very good on his book it's, I believe. Not me.
2-0 right here.
Not me. I called the right team. I was half a point wrong because I called it with a
I
spread.
could be 1-1 because today I have the Lakers against Spurs. So I could be 1-1.
Okay, so you could be 1-1.
Yeah.
But you're 2-0.
2-0 on my book it.
So, because you're 2-0, we're going to start with you.
There's a lot of pressure now. There's a lot of pressure.
The curse.
So, okay. So my bucket is in the NFL this week. The Denver Broncos. They're 2.5 point underdogs.
Okay.
So my bucket is they, with the points, take the Broncos.
Nice.
Book it.
I'm picking the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking the Texans. They're 3-point underdogs. And I'm taking the Texans to win. So
You want to book it?
book it.
My prediction is I'm going to take
The Lakers.
no, not the Lakers. I'm going to take the underdog San Francisco 49ers. They're -4, I believe.
Yeah.
Against the Baltimore Ravens. Take a money line. I'm putting something here on my finger. Book it.
Nice.
You've been doing terrible with your book it. You had 2 bookets this past
You're
week.
0-2 also,
So
man.
I'm 0-3, right?
You're 0-3.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I'm not wearing a tag.
I'm 0-3, man. All right, my book is you can get this one for sure, man. Raiders are going to cover against Kansas City. They're 10-point underdogs. They're going to cover that. In fact, they might just win the game.
No, are they going to win or not?
They're
Or
going to
just
cover.
They're gonna cover.
They're gonna cover.
Cover's your thing. Okay.
Book it. Book it. That's 2 buckets? No, just one. All right, guys. All right, any other topics y'all want to cover briefly?
Do you want to do a little shout out or something?
Yeah. I want to shout out to my loyal friend. I've known him for over 30 years, Guillermo del Barrio, Guillermo del Barrio Law Firm. If anybody needs a lawyer or anything like that, go see Guillermo del Barrio.
All right.
Anybody wants to give him a shirt, you get a shout out.
There you go.
And one more time, this weekend, were the boxing matches fixed or not? They look pretty good to me.
They were
No.
definitely good. They were way better than the other
good.
cards.
They were-
Yeah.
These weren't fixed, guys. These were good,
They were good
fights.
fights.
Yeah, the heavyweight guy I'm not too keen on, man. You know, he's the one punch wonder guy type of guy. But anyway, good fights this weekend. Hopefully the next fights will be just as good. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Cowboys, next week.
Number 1.